Oh, I'm a broadcaster in Korea for PUBG. You know PUBG Mobile? Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Wow, that was a really incredible water fountain show. I've never seen anything like that. Definitely one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I've never done this before. It looks like it should be a lot of fun. Let's go try it out. All right, here we go. Up the sand. Can he do it? Oh, this is crazy. Woo! Okay. The camera.
Hello guys.
The weather just so amazing, and wow, we do have the Burj Al Arab. If you come down to Jumeirah Beach, you can take pictures, you can enjoy the water and the sand. I would highly recommend it. Finally finished our Dubai tour, and we've made it to the front of the festival arena, as you can see right here, for the PMSC finals, the best teams from around the world.
Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you... Oh, that's why. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need, until you need it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here as we get things going. And we are going to have our final game. Let's take a step back and talk about some of the happenings in our previous game, of course. We did see Wildcard try and gain a little bit of traction, a little bit of momentum, but that was furiously swept aside by RRQ very quickly after they gained a little bit of it.
It was. RRQ extremely impressive last game, really kind of taking it to a lot of people. We saw the Chinese teams again, like 1, 3, and 4, I think, or excuse me, 2, 3, 4. Just crazy performance across the board at the top of the slate. I want to see a little bit more from some of the North American teams, from some of the European teams. Sahiro get eliminated out in the boats.
Yeah.
Cloud9 kind of got in trouble again pretty early. I would like to see them kind of get into a position of strength a little bit later on in the game.
And we kind of saw that a little bit too, right? With Stars just getting knocked off super early there in game number 2, and in game 3 at least being able to go ahead and secure a fit spot. So it is possible. It's definitely something that they can do, but we want to go ahead and see a little bit more of that, especially from other teams that are actually kind of like knocking on the door. They need to go ahead and step it up a little bit more.
Big Russian bot would be a great example of that. They finished pretty well, 5th and 6th place quite a few times. But again, not as many kills as some of these other teams. They really got to step up the placement and or start really slaying out.
Definitely. In terms of our Western representation, there are some of the teams that we thought might be able to really step up and do well. Teams like Big Russian Ball, teams like Cloud9, etc. from North America, and obviously the team Hero from Europe as well. But so far, it's been a bit of a struggle, and I'm sure that, again, there's plenty more to be playing for. For now, though, let's hear from even more teams here that are going to be competing to become world champion.
接受采访的时候比较紧张，因为害羞。大家好，我叫陈林涵，然后游戏 ID 是 CPT， 然后职业是主播。Hello， 我叫陈雨桐，我是 CPT 的流苏，年龄是21岁，职业是一名主播。
大家好，我叫唐红，然后我的 ID 叫 CPT 762，我的职业是职业选手。
大家好，我叫王思海，游戏 ID 是 CPT 17。
But where is the Indian team？
我是今年19岁。
后面几把发挥的不是很好，然后当时我们就觉得可能有点悬了，但是最后积分出来的时候，突然来了个惊喜，surprise。
信心肯定有，但是还是要看实力还有运气。我们战队的优势就是
枪挺准的吧，然后就喜欢跟别人打架，就谁打我们一下，我们就要打谁一下。
就是比赛中的话，一般队伍为了名次，就是会打得比较猥琐一点，也不敢打架。但是我们队伍的话，在比赛中就是比较敢打，然后观察性会比较强。
我最喜欢的武器是 Scar，因为 Scar 我感觉他声音好听。
最喜欢的武器是格斗斩，因为伤害特别的高，然后射速也特别快，我们近战打起来的时候胜算比较高。
海岛自然图最喜欢的点就是机材，因为物资挺多的，而且我们精彩的这个点就是有这个点。
这个只是表面吧，我们打比赛的时候会展现不一样的采访的时候我们会比较少说话，然后比赛的时候我们就会。
我们是通过那个亚洲山地战的时候被泰国队，然后被他们围下来的时候，
我们可能当时因为最后几把没有打出自己的风格，打得太保守了。
做好自己应该做的，然后都为自己队伍做点贡献吧。
打好自己的，然后多跟队友沟通，然后尽力吃力。
CPT 加油！
Я из России, город Печора, Республика Коми, работаю на железной дороге.
Меня зовут Женя, я живу в городе Конотоп, Украина. Игровой никнейм мой Аркси.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Арам, я из Санкт-Петербурга.
Меня зовут Оскар, я из Алматы, из Казахстана.
Первая такая большая заграничная поездка. И здесь климат, конечно, очень сильно отличается от нашего. У меня на родине сейчас очень холодно, минус, а здесь тепло и очень уютно.
Ну, она охватывает, наверное, основные аспекты, в принципе, жизни человека. Ты должен что-то добыть, ты должен выжить, ты должен бороться.
Да, конечно, хочется показать, что способен, так сказать, сделать максимум, который получится, но при этом также стоит учитывать, что здесь профессиональных игроков и тех, кто реально хорошо умеет играть в PUBG, намного больше, чем было на прошлом турнире, и это будет сделать намного сложнее.
Всем, кто верит и болеет за нас, всем привет, ребята, держим кулачки, мы будем рвать.
Друзья, болейте за нас так, как вы болели за нас на европейском турнире, и мы постараемся снова сделать невозможное.
ผมหนุ่มหรือวัชรากรที่อังกฤษชื่อในเกม Emergency อายุ 23 ทำอาชีพเป็นบุ๊กเคเตอร์ครับสวัสดีครับผมนายเมธาทองสุภาอาชีพการศึกษาอยู่มหาวิทยาลัยกรุงเทพครับปีที่2ครับชื่อไอสุนบุญยงครับทำอาชีพเป็นนักกีฬาอีสปอร์ตภายใต้สังกัด Illuminate ครับสวัสดีครับชื่อโจนะครับชื่อในเกม Maroon 5นะครับอยู่อาชีพภายใต้สังกัด Illuminate Esport เลยครับชอบนักร้องครับผมนักร้องวงมารูนไฟครับผมร้องเพลง
ฮ่าลอล
หลับตาด้วยเจ้าหลับตาเห็นหรอมองได้มองได้รู้สึกดีนะครับเพราะว่า
Where is Team India
ซัมซุงเนี่ยต้อนรับพวกเราดีมาก
अच्छा नहीं उनका तो इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया
ความรู้สึกที่ได้มางานนี้นะครับก็รู้สึกดีใจครับแล้วก็เหมือนได้มาหาประสบการณ์ใหม่ๆด้วยครับจากตัวแทนประเทศไทยครับรายการ PTNC ได้อันดับชนะเลิศอันดับที่1ในประเทศไทยครับสำหรับตัวโจ๊กของทีมเรานะครับผมก็ต้องยกให้หัวหน้าทีมของเราเลยเพราะว่าเขาเป็นคนที่พูดตลกปล่อยมุกตลอดนะครับผมแล้วก็สร้างสถานการณ์ให้สนุกแล้วก็คอยยับยั้งอารมณ์น้องๆทุกคนครับผมทีมผมทั้ง4คนเก่งทุกคนครับแต่ละคนมีจุดเด่นในทีมแต่ละคนไม่เหมือนกันผมจะเป็นคนคอยดูน้องอีก3คนที่ผมเล่นเกมนี้ก็เพราะเป็นเกมโลกทีมใช้ทีมเวิร์กมากกว่าการมีทีมเวิร์กครับผมแล้วก็สิ่งที่สำคัญคือการใช้สมองในการเล่นเพราะว่าต่อให้คุณเล่นเก่งแค่ไหนคุณเล่นไม่ใช้ความคิดคุณก็โดนยิงได้นอกจากทีมไทยนะครับก็มีทีมที่น่ากลัวหลายทีมเช่นเกาหลีอินเดีย ก็ถ้าชนะได้อันดับหนึ่งเนี่ยก็ส่วนหนึ่งก็จะเอาไปให้แม่ครับผมแล้วก็เก็บไว้เป็นค่าทุนการศึกษาของเราด้วย
กระโดดลืมตัวเพื่อนโทรศัพท์อะไรอย่างนี้ก็ได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยกระโดดแบบดีใจเขาจะได้แชมป์อะไรอย่างงี้
Illuminate Fantasy Future
अब ये लास्ट टीम है लास्ट टीम
안녕하세요. 저는 갤럭시 구두 아이디를 쓰고 있는 한고관입니다. 팀 갤럭시의 갤럭시 그루브라는 아이디를 쓰고 있는 이호훈이라고 합니다.
갤럭시 히스라는 아이디를 쓰고 있는 김덕관이라고 하고요. 갤럭시 콩이라는 아이디를 쓰는 김정입니다.
아기가 태어난 지 이제 4개월밖에 안 된 상황이라서 와이프 혼자서 아기를 봐야 되기 때문에 걱정들이 앞섰는데 누가 통쾌에 응해줘서 기쁜 마음으로 참가할 수 있게 되었습니다.
살아남아야 한다는 긴장감, 그나마 최후의 생존자가 됐을 때 희열.
모든 게이머들이 공정한 조건에서 실력을 거둘 수가 있기 때문에 그같이 이제 시간이 좀 모자란 투자님들도 충분히 즐길 수 있는 게임이라고 생각해서
태국에 있는 RRQ라는 팀이 플레이를 되게 부드럽게 잘 풀어나간다라고 생각을 했습니다. 아무래도 코리아팀, 한국팀들이 가장 경계가 많이 됐고요. 유럽의 선수는 제가 봤을 때 리퍼라는 검색 선수가 가장 이력이 될 것 같습니다. 지스타 경기에서는 되게 활약을 하셨던데 세계 대회에서는 아마도 저한테 빨리 죽지 않을까 생각을 합니다. 파이팅하세요.
여기서 꼭 정성내에서 공연 잘하시니까 그걸로 나중에 먹었다. 사랑합니다.
돌아가게 되면은 좀 더 잘하고 우선으로 내가 좀 더 많이 볼 수 있도록 노력할게. 항상 사랑해. 고마워.
yes finally
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that's what we need more of. We need more of Maroon 5 singing. I'm needing that in my life.
100%.
That's right. We're going to be getting on to the final game here in just a few moments' time for day number 1. And overall, coming in, it's very clear that our Chinese teams have proved that they are very tip-top of the mountain so far. Can they continue that momentum?
अरे मैच शुरू करो हाँ भाई आगे बंदे आगे
Because right now, they are being ran away from quite considerably.
Right off the bat, just some teams not being aggressive enough. We saw with the terror squad from India, they're just not being aggressive. When they are actually aggressive, they can actually get some kills, but then they get knocks and they just pretty much wait and then they run away.
अबे don't tell anything to India
They want to go ahead and just push. If you see the other team hurt, pretty much like how we saw GTW, they saw 2 players were down, a car came out of nowhere and just destroyed the squad. Even though one of their players got knocked down, they were able to go ahead and pick them up. So the terror, I want to go ahead and see them from India just pretty much pushing the action a little bit more and seeing what they can do.
Definitely a little bit more decisive and team gameplay, I think, from a lot of the other squads that are not the Chinese squads. You're seeing a lot of kind of fragmented individuals getting knocked by themselves, a little bit away from their team, and then immediately getting finished. I think sticking together a little bit more, playing a little bit more decisively, rotating a little bit earlier, and trying to secure those positions so they're not trying to get into a zone with a squad like LHW, gunning them down, essentially trying to get in.
Well, briefly, we just saw a team, big Russian bot, and overall, they are one of the teams that's quietly been doing pretty well here throughout the tournament.
Yeah, they haven't had any disappointing finishes so far. They've done pretty well consistently. Big Russian bot hasn't secured a ton of kills, but they also haven't been quiet either. Again, they're going to be looking to put some up on the board here as the tournament continues.
Yeah, they're definitely being sneaky. You don't really see much from them, but they're being consistent, and that's really, really good in tournaments like this. And as we see their Galaxy, pretty much Galaxy just not really sure what they're going to go ahead and do in this next couple matches. More than likely, we're going to go ahead and see some of these teams that might be towards the bottom trying to at least push the action because it is going to be the last game from day 1.
Well, what I want to see, though, out of this last game is I want to see a non-Chinese winner for this game because somebody, nothing against the Chinese team, somebody else needs to make a statement here in order to climb their way up the ranks in order to have a shot at getting one of those top 3 spots.
Maybe Thailand can continue on, maybe.
RRQ Athena would be a great pick for that as they are sitting just out of 3rd place right now, down in 4th.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, Team Galaxy, in the previous interview that we just saw, was one of the teams that said, RRQ, we're coming for you, which is a big statement considering what we just saw from RRQ7.
It is. They're definitely going to have to maybe want to push the action right from the get-go as soon as they land. If not, if they're given enough time to loot up, kind of like as we've seen with LHW, you're just not going to be able to take teams on like that. Yeah. They're getting to the safe zone first. They're pretty much they're playing the most perfect game, but they're not able to get a win. That's something I also want to go ahead and see. It's LHW or maybe GTW. Can they go ahead and get a win? We're seeing consistency, but I want to go ahead and see some wins from those teams.
One of the things that we're seeing as well is like just not split drops, essentially. People being split away from their teammates. So if they're together, they'll have an opportunity to push and finish squads early.
Circles have been very, very generous to people as well. Not that many hard shifts compared to what we used to for some of the regionals. But thank you very much, gentlemen. It's time to get into our final game of the day here. The final game for people to rack up points of the day, going into day number 2. Gentlemen, take it away.
I bet we're about to see an airplane. I just have a feeling. Here we are headed into game number 4, though. And there is the plane headed into the arena right now. We're going to be dropping a nice little care package for everybody.
That definitely got me told that it looks just so freaking cool. And once again, this is sponsored by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. I actually been using mine to take pictures here with the audience. And I'll be posting them on Instagram. So definitely go ahead and check that out with Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And let's see this plane path, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, right down the middle. Looking like a, what is that, a west to east plane path here, right down the middle. And we've got some people jumping early. It looks like BRK, again, heading to the same exact spot, going to Watertown once again. Very comfortable to loot up in a very familiar scenario. And it looks like Gangstar's heading to their comfortable North Georgia pool spot as well. We've got teams kind of heading to, again, back to their roots, kind of getting comfortable. Yep. And you're going to see hopefully some action early as they're going to start dropping on top of each other, likely.
And to be honest, that's something I actually want to go ahead and start seeing a lot more of, just teams landing where they're comfortable with. It seems at the beginning there, some teams were just really uncomfortable, and actually we're getting some knocks right off the bat. I'm not able to see their name there, but there is people getting knocked. Everybody landing super close by. I cannot tell that name. KWC
Korea Winter Chickens. They're taking down Evos. Holy cow. That's a huge, huge turn of events there. Let's see if they can actually get finished off. That has to be on the West Coast somewhere. We don't exactly know where those guys are at. But again, Caviera looting his way through Watertown, similar to Baraka last game.
Definitely. Pretty much BRK, this is, from what it looks like, they're going to go ahead and keep on landing here no matter what. And it seems like nobody's going to challenge them, so might as well just keep on doing it as he is able to go ahead and get an AKM right there. But Evo's getting two players
down, yeah.
2 members down this early in the game. You definitely don't want to go ahead and see that. So more than likely, they are not going to try to play so aggressive and go for placing a little bit more. As well as the AKM here. And another thing I want to go ahead and mention, they don't really get that much really good loot in this area, but they still keep going to it. I wonder why. I wonder if it's maybe because nobody's challenged them, but every single time they just go into this spot right here in Watertown, Venice, whatever you want to call it, Atlantis.
Part of it is the availability of a vehicle. They go across the street, they send one member to grab that car, and that gives them portability and mobility, being able to move around the map. You see CPT here also trying to move it south a little bit. They look like they're going to be heading down to military base potentially on this motorcycle.
Taking full advantage of that motorcycle. We see some teammates just picking them up. And look at this. Talking about the terror squad. They do have somebody nearby. They currently don't have any weapons, or at least this player doesn't have any weapons. Amit. So more than likely, he's going to go ahead and try to loot up as soon as possible. And
so this is the Indian team. Oh, yaar.
Somebody from the Japanese team is currently very low on health. Luckily for him, he just found a med kit there.
Looks like they looted up. They found several cars and brought them all the way to Severny, and it looks like the Terror Squad did the exact same thing. So coming in from different sides of Severny, ultimately, we'll see if they do meet. Terror Squad definitely needs to take that fight and try to get some kills racked up early to get some momentum going.
Yeah, I'm sure the Terror Squad there don't want to go ahead and just let a statement there from India and let them know, hey, we're here. Namaste, baby. We're here to win some, all right? So I'm looking forward to see what they're going to go ahead and do. Now they have the guns. They got the DP-28. Once again, I'm seeing that actually a lot from Terror Squad. They are using the DP-28 every single match, no matter what. At least one of their players are going to be carrying it, which is good, especially if they're going up against vehicles, because that thing just shreds vehicles.
It's really interesting that they find them so early as well. I don't ever find DPs that early in the game as frequently. These guys are every single game they've had multiple players with DPs, and that's a really, really solid gun.
Usually when I spawn, all I get is just a pistol. And I'm pretty sure you people currently watching at home, let us know in the comments, are you that type of player where you pretty much just land and all you can find there for like the first minute is just a pistol? And look at this. Arab
He's going to snipe with the shotgun there.
Vandy getting some shots there on Arab Man as one of their players. Vandy actually starting to rotate around. Great plays here by
What
Vandy.
happened?
So cheers for Indian team.
I think they're out trying to search for other cars. Arab Madness King was laying in the road, I believe, going prone, and watched that car drive off. And now Vandy able to light him up as he gets back to the house.
Vandy in full send, part of the fan favorite picks. And look at her. She's trying to move around. She's going to be able to get him. She's actually starting to shoot at the car. Interesting place there by her, as she doesn't really have that much cover. All she has is a bush. If she gets seen through that, you're going to get knocked out. But Arab Madness, I don't think
By the way, Vandy is a girl.
to take into that fight.
Maybe not. Vandy with the scar, rocking the scar, has a health kit as well, so she can heal up if necessary. But again, comfortable to find a bush, hide in it, and then ultimately make her escape. She does find the buggy here, and is going to try to go meet up with her team.
Probably let them know, why did you leave me by myself over there? Oh, and look at this. Talking about the terror squad, one of them got knocked down. Actually, they traded Nox.
We'll see if that deters them now. Will they
Sakariya is the
shy
leader.
away now from the fight? Or are they going to try to position, get a little bit aggressive here and take on the Japanese squad? Both of those teams need to start making a performance, really making something happen here to get up those rankings.
Yeah, pretty much. Will the trend continue? We see them try to be aggressive, and as soon as one of their members goes down, oh, what a grenade! My goodness, that was a beautiful grenade by them.
Okay, we
Now,
need to
this
watch
is
it again.
Up those rankings.
Yeah, pretty much. Will the trend continue? We see them try to be aggressive, and as soon as one of their members, they have all of their teammates up. What are they going to go ahead and do here? Are they going to go ahead and push? And as we're seeing here, they are starting to throw the Molotovs. This will be a perfect scenario if he has anything else just to go ahead and maybe push. But he has to watch out, because Nuki from Japanese team is right there. Meanwhile, the terror squad is just holding back.
Doggy out on the flank, trying to hold these guys down. Terror Squad again holding back. They had the fresh knock, and then they had one that just got back up and was low HP. But again, choosing not to take advantage of the situation, letting them basically heal up, get back into the fight, and they're going to have to go at them again once they're all back to full health.
We have seen that backfire previously, and look at this place right here by the Japanese team, starting to flank around, trying to get different angles on them, and they are actually currently getting distracted by that, which they have to be careful, because the Japanese team is now starting to rearrange themselves inside that building.
Yeah, that UAZ definitely drew some attention, and it's caused the Terror Squad to rethink their position and start to rotate around to regroup.
This is the Indian team.
That buy some time for the Japanese squad to get out of the house, jump out, and now they're going to rotate around. Nanitou, though, he might be in some trouble here if he lurks for too long. He's got his vehicle exposed. It could be disabled very easily. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the map right now to see the zone, as it has moved to the western side of the map and has shaded a little bit north as well.
And LHW going once again noble by themselves. Nobody challenging them. Pretty much being able to go ahead and just loot up, take their time. No worries whatsoever. Maybe the only time they might have to worry is just crossing the bridge and somebody being in Milltown. But besides that, they're just going to be able to loot up, get maybe everything level 3 out of their minds, and then just go on and start destroying people.
Absolutely. We've got a Nod has Doggy pinned down, and Doggy is going to be trying to escape that place. These squads both seem to want to take the fight, though. Both have had opportunities to leave, and look at that, the UMP on a Nod. He had a great angle on one of them, but the UMP able to take him down over the row of houses, and Nanitou at this point is going to regroup with his squad, and they'll figure out if they want to push the action at this point with one man down.
And it seems that's exactly what they're going to go ahead and do. You're starting to see rearrange.
And look at
This is
that.
what I'm talking about. The Japanese team knows they have them hurt. They're going to go ahead and start pushing. This is what I was hoping the terror squad from India would have done earlier. The grenade there.
Wow.
It's taken now with a beautiful grenade.
And now they've got 2 players down, and Japan is on the offensive. They are going to be hitting the Terror Squad very hard. One finish there, a Nod going down. Nanitou getting the finish. And now they've got 2 players pinned in a building. They know where they're at, and it's a 4v2 situation.
And another player just from the terror squad, absolutely so far away from that gunfight. He's trying. I believe he might be just trying to find a vehicle here. An interesting place here by him. Using the
he's trying to bait him out. If he can get him out on the ledge here, Torpedo can pop up and take him down. Might be able to turn the tide here.
Torpedo does have the M16 there. You can go ahead and use it first. And look at this. C9, Cloud9 currently going up against
this is the Rolex.
KWCD. Can they go ahead and win this gunfight here? We have seen them actually choke some of the gunfights earlier. It looks right now that they are being able to go ahead and take the advantage as KWCD is currently going down. There's 1 player left. And ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Kodo being able to go ahead and finish them off as Cloud9. Rolex and Kodo by themselves taking on a full squad. I'm loving that.
That was a very risky decision, again, to split drop like that. Sam and Carnage off elsewhere. But again, it pays off for Cloud9 here as Rolex and Kodo 2v4 against the Korea winner Chicken Dinner. Able to take them out, wipe them off the map, and that's really, really good for Cloud9 as they're able to pick up 4 kills early as well as continue to loot 2 different locations with their squad.
And while we were away with that, it looks like there's just one player left from the Terror Squad. Keep in mind, the Terror Squad had the advantage at one point. They had a player down from the Japanese team. They decided not to push, being passive, something that honestly we have pointed out throughout the whole day. They keep being too passive. They need to push a little bit more. They need to stop being so scared and just show up a little bit. Be more confident in yourselves there.
There's your total rankings right there. We can check the bottom half of those top 10. You can see KWCD out early this game. That's going to drop them from the 10th spot. Gangstars, Bigatron, we've got those guys in at 9 and 8. We got Big Russian Bot, again, finishing pretty consistently. And then the tie teams at number 4 and number 6. And also number 5 with Evo's Burnout. So, yeah, basically China, then Thailand, and then everybody else right
now.
Look
at this. Team 12, Wildcard, Team 13, Cloud9. They definitely want to go ahead and get better places.
Look at this guy. Impressive.
All right. I like it. Get in the car, please. That's what he's going to go ahead and tell his teammates as he's getting around there. But he has to watch out because BRK is still in Watertown. Actually, they have a car themselves, so he doesn't even have to worry. Interesting place to actually loot. You don't usually see this place being looted right off the get-go. But I'm actually surprised that they're doing this.
He's going to take his car with him up to the castle and park it up there. I haven't seen that a whole bunch of times. But we do have a crate called in, and we've got an AWM Grossa combination in there. And that is a pretty lethal combo. I'd love to see some of these guys with their aiming abilities with the Grossa. Oh, man, that could be scary.
A favorite from everybody, especially the AWM. That thing is just so lethal. If you're able to get a headshot on somebody, more than likely that is going to be a knock no matter what. And that's exactly what he's doing. Torti says, you know what? This is an AWM that I actually want. I'm going to go ahead and drop whatever I was carrying there. And I believe he also picks up the Grossa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's got a full crate loadout right now, and that makes him a pretty scary player. We'll see how, if he gets an opportunity to use that later on. And then we got some sort of little dance going on Torti here. Doing a little crouch.
Look at this team
brought him to Grossa. I like it. He's like, yo, I'll take that. Bring it in. You can have my AK.
Hey, it happens. Pretty much what we're saying earlier in the day is that teams are going to go ahead and just play with what they're comfortable with. And if he knows that he's not comfortable with that Grossa, he's not going to go ahead and use it. And LH, do you? As you can see here, before they even move up, they're just going to go ahead and get out, scout that area by the bridge, and then actually go ahead and move forward. Interesting plays there by them.
They're way out in the blue zone right now, so they know that it's not likely that they're being camped, but they're still taking the time to be cautious, to check that, because you never know, especially when there is a known drop location like Novorodnoye from LH Doyu. You don't want to get caught being too cocky, like, oh, there's no one there, and then come across and they get blown up. But they do check it first, make it across with no issue, and now they'll head on to the zone. All of these guys pretty low on health. Hopefully they don't wreck their vehicle.
Yeah, and something to point out there is that every single one of those players are in their own vehicle. So if they were to go actually up against the squad, that could be a huge disadvantage for them because you cannot drive a vehicle and shoot at the same time.
You got RRQ Athena here taking on one of the crates. Fandy exclusive. Look on from the nearby compound as Full Send is trying to prevent RRQ from taking it. But unfortunately, they failed to do so. Senior is going to grab the AWM and head on up the mountain once again. It looks like the Full Send team.
Full Send just waiting patiently.
They're content to take those yellows and hang out in the shack down there and just wait for the zone, see what happens.
Fan favorite team just saying, you know what, we don't want to go ahead and engage there. And I believe Fandy is now with them. So the full squad is together, ladies and gentlemen. And they're just going to go ahead and play it safe. They're not going to go ahead and move anywhere at this point. And it's exclusive with that AKM, just waiting for somebody to go ahead and pick through that window. Interesting stuff here, as they're just going to go ahead and wait it out, which is completely fine. You know, they want to go ahead and make sure that they last a little bit longer.
अब यार इससे अच्छा तो हमें बुला लेते हैं.
Grabbing a good position early and seeing what happens. So, here we go, RRQ pushing up. They found GT out in the middle of ruins. Interesting spot for GT Goyu here. Not sure if they're caught mid-rotation or if they were just camping that little ridge side.
Something they definitely want to go ahead and watch out, but they don't even want to engage. They just say, you know what, let's go ahead and just leave them there. And look at this. RRQ is now going to go ahead and start going up against Wildcard. This is gonna definitely get crazy because GTW still has some shots on RRQ, so they could RRQ could get third party, but GTW. And here comes the shot, ladies and gentlemen. Seagut
hitting the bridge. Unfortunately, didn't want to expose too much of himself here. But now RRQ's got decent position. They're working their way up. But again, being shot in the back potentially by GTW as well.
Outside of there just gets completely taken out. And RRQ G9 pretty much outgunning one of the players from Wildcard. Wildcard just losing the fight even though they have the height advantage. That is something you rarely see. RRQ just too strong.
Had position on him. RRQ getting shot in the back, but they just parked the cars just a little bit down the mountain so that they couldn't get shot, and then they pushed their way up as a team, just overrunning Wildcard. Again, Wildcard getting caught out, Hot Juke's out in front, getting taken out early, and again, they find themselves backpedaling them instead of fighting from a position of strength, and they get overrun.
As you mentioned, as soon as they realize that, hey, GTW is not going to go ahead and shoot at us, let's go ahead and actually push these guys, and they actually did great. Nobody from their team got knocked down, and we actually saw one-on-ones there, which I believe, I think it was outside of there, just pretty much not being able to go ahead and finish one of the RRQ players, even though he was able to get the first shots. And look at this, GG's just moving around, getting to the safe zone first. And that's something that I've been actually seeing about the Chinese teams. They start rotating super early. As soon as the zone shifts, they want to go ahead and get there. They want to go ahead and, if there's a compound or any type of building, they want to go ahead and get to that building and just dominate that area.
Very good at spreading out. We got the GG gamers here heading into the zone, cutting it real close on that tree. Slapping at 5 on the way by, but they're heading on the northern side of the map, trying to grab position in the zone. We'll see what kind of compound they're taking a look at here as the zone kind of shrinks. We've got Japan bringing a fleet of vehicles, all kinds of UAZs. They're going to be trying to find a great spot as well. Interesting decision to take all 3 UAZs. They might even have a fourth one behind.
They have 4. They're actually going for the LHW strategy there.
I like it.
Everybody has their own vehicles. Interesting stuff there by him. And talking about LHW, look at LHW just pretty much cutting through that zone, trying to find a spot that they are comfortable with, as we do have a lot of teams now in this safe zone and waiting to see what's going to go ahead and happen after this with the Japanese team still with that fleet of vehicles. And look at this, Japanese team still just going around trying to figure out what's going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen, as they're crashing into each other. They're having so much fun that they're pretty much crashing into each other, PB.
Indeed, LHW was actually headed into the zone with a scout trying to figure out where the people are at the compounds. They're headed right for Cloud9, so keep an eye on that. We've also got Galaxy heading in here. Arab Madness holding the compound, and Galaxy parked in a spot where they didn't have to, really reveal too much of themselves, but again, they're still getting shot up here. But they decide, you know what, let's get on to the next compound here.
Definitely don't want that fight there. You weren't even expecting that when you're driving like that. Not even close. Just run away from that. Regather around, and then also heal up because some of them actually got tagged. As you can see, they're applying the bandages. And look at the Japanese team has. They are actually running up against GTW. GTW, we know that they can actually go ahead and shoot players out of the cars, and this is actually bad for the Japanese team. Luckily for them, none of them are getting knocked down as GTW is able to go ahead and miss some shots there.
Remember, RRQ's at the top of the mountain, and they're going to continue going by, and now they're running into Cloud9. And again, they are one by one coming in, and this is the weakness of taking 4 vehicles, is you get picked apart without being able to fire back, and now all 4 guys are separated.
And as you can see, Koto right here with the AKM, being able to go ahead and take down somebody from the Japanese team right there. He knows somebody else is up in the front as well. He's going to go ahead and keep on shooting. Barely misses him. Carnage is very nearby. Carnage should be able to go ahead and take him out. Carnage deciding not to shoot. That man is inside the house.
Liveee is trapped.
Getting outnumbered now. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for the Japanese team. It looks like having that 4 vehicle is a disadvantage if you just run into a compound like that.
It was in this particular scenario. They were able to have great mobility, get around real nice, but when they came in, they got chewed up pretty nicely and spit out by C9.
And I'm enjoying this here by C9. C9 now with 7 kills, starting to wake up a little bit. They know they need the kills. They know they need the win, so I'm enjoying this a lot. And look at this, GTW. Now we're going to go ahead and go up against CPT. So two of the top 3 teams right now, ladies and gentlemen. And look at Sixga. He's going to open the door. He's going to start free-firing with that AKM. Moving around. The movement is just insane.
Oh, look at
2
this.
of the players get knocked down. They get finished. No waiting around with the AKM, pre-firing back and forth, pushing the action, rushing into the house, knocking him down.
GT Doyu absolutely killing it there. Six got gifted a few finishes. They decided to come outside while knocked rather than stay inside. Didn't matter anyway. CPT Han is like, yo, I'm out. This is madness.
And that is something to go ahead and point out. As CP Dan is able to go ahead and get out of that. GT trying to make sure they finish them. That man's accuracy. My goodness, if there wasn't a ledge there, more than likely he would have been able to go ahead and take out CPT Han. But luckily for CPT, one of their members is still alive, and we know they got what it takes to at least still be there towards the end of the match. Look at this. Illuminate is currently shooting at GTW, even though they have a RRQ right in front of them.
Maybe they don't know they're there. They got you with the smokes like that. RRQ is going to take off. They get out of dodge in the Dacia there. They're heading to the compound here, and guess what? They have guests waiting. It's going to be Ollie Pocket, full send, who stand no chance, get immediately run over. Peek in the window. Fandy goes down to Evos. Look at that. Evos Ernie still doing work here late in the game with, the early couple of knocks that we had from that team.
They definitely did. Two of their players got knocked down there super early, and now Cloud9 starting to get into the action here. Evos with two players looking fairly strong there as they were able to go ahead and destroy some people from the full send team. In Galaxy, look at Galaxy, currently out in the middle of nowhere inside a sniper tower. And guess who they have? Oh my goodness, they're not even shooting. He's going to go and shoot. Oh my gosh.
Look at
the
this.
patience
CPT
of that man.
15:05 apiece.
There you go. Now it comes down to the shot. ALH Doyu, is he going to be able to finish him? He hits the ledge there. He now is going to go ahead and start to back up as he took a little bit too long there to shoot.
RRQ Athena with their kills this round have cruised ahead of LH Doyu, the Chinese counterpart, and it looks like they're destined for even brighter things if they.
No. Yes.
तो उसको MK14 प्लस SKS से ऊपर रखता हूँ, SLR से ऊपर रखता हूँ। मिनी 14 बहुत सही वेपन है। पुचुक है वो। बहुत ही जबरदस्त। खतरनाक वेपन। 30 तो गैलेक्सी कॉन्ग आगे बढ़ते हुए लेवल 3 हेलमेट और लेवल 3 वेस्ट के पास। लेवल 3 वेस्ट थोड़ा सा डैमेज पर काफी पैनी नजर के साथ अपने एनिमी को देखते हुए।
सर्कल यार पूरा खुले खेत में आया भाई। कोई भी चांस नहीं। यहाँ पर लिटरली लोग के पास कवर के लिए सिर्फ वो जो हेस्टैग्स है बस उतना ही, और कुछ नहीं कवर के लिए।
ओके तो अभी भी टीम बचाने आई है और जैसा कि हम देख सकते हैं सबसे पहली चीज जो आप करते हैं जब आपका टीम मेंबर डाउन होता है कि भाई आप स्मोक फेंकते हो और अपने टीम मेंबर को बचाते हो। तो गैलेक्सी कॉन्ग रैंडम फायर करते हुए वाइट स्मोक के अंदर यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं इल्यूमिनेट की पूरी टीम इंटैक्ट है और स्पॉट कर चुके हैं LH2U टीम को फायर करते हुए SLR से। प्रॉब्ली शायद कोई दूसरा वेपन उनको अवेलेबल नहीं होगा तो चलो कम से कम SLR ही चलाया जाए।
SLR एक्चुअली बहुत बढ़िया करे। दो हेडशॉट्स खत्म। और यहाँ पर कार नहीं हमें देखने मिल रहा है बट कोई यूज नहीं कर रहा है यार। कार ऑम लोग उठा तो रहे बट यूज करने का अब यूज कर तो लोग नहीं दिख रहे यहाँ पर। तो ये सर्कल बहुत ही गंदा है, बहुत ही गंदा सर्कल है। आपके पास कवर के लिए सिर्फ वो छोटे छोटे हेस्टैग्स है, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं कवर के लिए। आपके पास अगर आपको छुपना है तो उनके पीछे छुपना है या तो आपका एम बहुत सही चाहिए फटाक से खत्म कर।
तो यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि LH2U की जो टीम है वो एकदम ट्रायंगल वाली सिचुएशन में है। उनके दूसरी तरफ है जीजी की स्क्वाड जो उनको ऑलरेडी स्पॉट कर चुकी है और जस्ट थोड़ा सा पीछे वहाँ पे एलिमिनेट की स्क्वाड थी जो उनको स्पॉट कर चुकी है और अपने लिए एक अच्छा सा सर्कल में ऑलरेडी ये हीरो की टीम ऑलरेडी सर्कल के अंदर है। ज़्यादा इनको टेंशन लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं पर एक बंदा बाहर निकल के सिर्फ वेट कर रहा है और बाहर निकल के वेट कर रहा है ताकि दूसरा कोई बंदा उनके ऊपर फायर करे।
बीआर की टीम उधर ही जा रही है उनके तरफ। 26 सेकंड में सर्कल क्लोज होने वाला है। सर्कल नंबर 4 है ये।
डैमेज हो गया है और टॉटी की जो स्क्वाड का एक जो मेंबर है वो कंप्लीटली डाउन क्योंकि खुले में से आप अगर कोई चाहे गाड़ी लेके घूमो चाहे पैदल घूमो डाउन तो होने ही वाले हो।
ओहो कुछ अंदर बंदा आके नॉक आउट करके निकल गया। फिर से शायद से बाहर जाएंगे और गोली चला रहे हाइरो के 2 बंदे इसको भी नॉक आउट कर दिया। यहाँ पर हाइरो का एक बंदा नॉक आउट, BRK का एक बंदा नॉकड आउट, एक बंदा बहुत लो। 2 बंदे फिलहाल फुल हेल्थ के साथ यहाँ पर इस गेम में खड़े। हाइरो वाले उस घर के अंदर साइड से फिलहाल इनको देखते हुए
तो ये पूरी की पूरी बांध फाइट चल रही है भाई, इस तरफ का हिस्सा मेरा और उस तरफ का हिस्सा तुम्हारा। और स्मोक फेंक के डेफिनेटली थोड़ा सा डिस्ट्रैक्ट करना चाह रहे हैं एनिमी को और थोड़ा सा फ्लैंक करने की कोशिश यहाँ पे। कई बार फ्लैंक करना आपको थोड़ा सा मुश्किल पड़ता है क्योंकि जब आप क्लोज क्वार्टर फाइट करते हो तो फुटस्टेप्स तो सामने वाली टीम को सुनाई दे ही जाते हैं, पर यहाँ पे बीआरके को शायद रश करना चाहिए। बिना किसी वेपन आउट के वो पीक कर रहे थे, प्रोबब्ली शायद ग्रेनेड फेंकना का ट्राई कर रहे होंगे। तो बीआरके की टीम के बंदे भी काफी डाउन, कोई भी ज्यादा रिस्क लेना नहीं चाहता, सब एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा सेफ गेम प्ले खेलना चाह रहे हैं क्योंकि हीरो टीम को ज्यादा अभी रिस्क लेने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि वो ऑलरेडी सर्कल के थोड़ा सा सेफर साइड है और बीआरके की टीम को जरूर से जरूर पुश करना होगा। हीरो के ऑफिशियल को आप देख सकते हो एकदम जगह बना रखी है, धीमे से अंदर घुसते हुए सर्कल के बाहर बैंडेज करते हुए यहाँ पे केवीरा बीआरके के टीम मेंबर, उनको आगे बढ़ना ही होगा अलोंग विद द टीम, अदरवाइज उनका काम हो सकता है तमाम। पर हीरो एकदम भाई
क्या तूने नोटिस किया सर्कल कितना छोटा है
और टीम का सफाया कर दिया है।
49 प्लेयर्स अलाइव और सर्कल कितना छोटा,
सर्कल कितना छोटा लास्ट में तो भाई
5 है, ये सर्कल नंबर 5 है और
एकदम दिवाली वाला पटाखा होने वाला है।
16 टीम्स अभी तक जिंदा है, क्या बोलते हैं सब लेट जाएंगे,
सब लेट, ये काम हो गया भाई, वो तो ग्रेनेड फेंकने से पहले ही बीआरके की टीम का काम तमाम हो गया।
ये टीम सर्कल के बाहर ही थी और उनके पास कोई चांस था ही नहीं ऐसे। और
मैं बताऊं उन लोगों ने ऐसा क्यों किया है, ताकि हीरो टीम को किल के पॉइंट्स ना मिल जाए, इसलिए वो लोग सर्कल के बाहर मर गए हैं। तो ये भी अपने एनिमी टीम को आपको एडवांटेज नहीं देना है, आप एनिमी टीम की किल्स से मरोगे तो एनिमी टीम को ज्यादा पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं, इसलिए इट्स बेटर कि भाई अगर आप फंस ही गए हो मरने वाले हो तो ब्लू जोन में मर जाओ।
मतलब ना देना मेरा, तुझे मैं पॉइंट नहीं दूंगा कुछ भी। और स्टेटस की बात करें तो देख सकते हैं क्लाउड9 के चारों बंदे जिंदा है, अरब मैड्नेस के 3 लोग, बिगेट्रॉन
यस बिगेट्रॉन
यहाँ पर एक फर्स्ट एड यूज करने वाले हैं, फिलहाल उसको अंदर की तरफ भागना है, बहुत दूर जाना सर्कल इनसे बहुत दूर, इनको बिजली खुले खेत से भागकर सर्कल की तरफ पहुंचना है और ब्लू सर्कल की तरफ मूव करना शुरू करने वाले हैं।
स्मोक की पूरी ट्रेल बना रखी है यार, बंदों को मतलब विजन दिखे ही ना, स्मोक की ट्रेल सारी टीम्स ने स्मोक की एकदम ट्रेल बना रखी है। जीटीएस और क्लाउड9 का आमना सामना हो चुका है, फायर खोल दिया है दोनों ने शायद एक दूसरे के ऊपर, ये दोनों टीम को पता है कहां पर अपनी पोजीशन में थोड़ा सा चेंज करती हुई जीटी टीम
सबको सर्कल में जाना है, बिकॉज़ ये सर्कल नंबर 5 है, बहुत ज्यादा डैमेज करेगी और सर्कल आ रहा है सिर्फ और सिर्फ और 20 सेकंड,
जिसको जहां पे भी कवर मिल रहा है बंदा उसे छोड़ नहीं रहा। और कई बार ऐसे सिनेरियोज में आपको कार हेल्पफुल भी रहती है, पर अगर आप एक टीम के फायरिंग रेंज में आ जाते हो तो अगर 2 से 3 बंदे भी अगर कुछ थोड़ा सा फायर करते हैं तो आपकी कार ब्लो ना हो सकती है, जैसे कि ऑलरेडी देखे
क्लाउड9 सबके बीच में जा रहा है, सब साइड से गोली पड़े तो खत्म, और इन्होंने सीधा अपने गाड़ी को मूव किया टीम 12 की तरफ जो गोलियां चला रही है क्लाउड9 पे, और यहाँ पर देख सकते हो बीआरटी की टीम ऑलमोस्ट सर्कल के बाहर और एक गोली पड़ रही बीआरटी
बीटीआर फॉलोइंग सी अपने टीम मेंबर को रिवाइव करते हुए और एलएसडू सर्कल का फायदा उठाते हुए यहाँ पे फ्राई पैन से मारने की फिराक में प्रोबब्ली शायद गन की तरफ स्विच करना चाह रहे होंगे, तो एलएसडू बाहर निकल रहे हैं। एलएसडू खुद भी ब्लू जोन के अंदर हैं अभी, तो TDZ को अब अंदर पहुंचना होगा और BTR का ये बहुत मुश्किल है। यस सर्कल का डैमेज प्लस आपको गन का डैमेज लग रहा है, तो
और एक बार ये सर्कल जैसे ही टच कर देगा और सर्कल क्लोज हो जाएगा उसके बाद डैमेज और बढ़ने वाली है,
अगर आप ऑलरेडी ब्लू जोन में हो तो
सर्कल टच हो चुका है, लोग मरने चालू। सर्कल एक्चुअली ब्लू जोन के बहुत लोग फंसे, अगर आप हाईवे देखो बहुत लोग ब्लू जोन के बाहर फंसे हुए फिलहाल,
ये बहुत ही जबरदस्त बोलना होगा। LHDU का बहुत ही जबरदस्त बॉस कंट्रोल था यार, M4 के साथ में
रोलेक्स ऑलरेडी सर्कल के बाहर है, ऊपर से उसे गोली चला जा रहा है यहाँ से,
तो बहुत ही जबरदस्त बॉस कंट्रोल था
अगर रोलेक्स यार
LHDU और LHDU एस यहाँ पे जबरदस्त स्किन यार। ओके एलिमिनेट भी बोलेंगे कि यार मैं भी दिखाता हूँ इतना होलोग्राफिक क्या चीज है, डाउन हो गए एलिमिनेट के प्लेयर्स के
11 मुझे लगता है ये मैच ये लास्ट मैच बहुत जल्दी ऑलमोस्ट ओपन सर्कल है, कोई छुपने का जगह नहीं है।
हाँ छुपने की जगह नहीं है, अगर आप किसी पे फायर नहीं करोगे तो कोई आप पे फायर कर देगा, इसलिए बेटर है कि आप टीमों को स्पॉट करो और एक दूसरे को मारो
चालू करो। एटलीस्ट अगर नॉक हो गए मर गए तो पॉइंट्स तो मिल जाएंगे,
पॉइंट्स तो मिलने ही वाले हैं। और कई बार ऐसा होता है कि लक आपका साथ दे जाए, आपको नहीं पता कि आप जिस टीम को मारने जा रहे हो वो टीम हो सकता है कि आप भी कहीं से पीछे से फ्लैंक हो जाओ।
बिल्कुल और ये फॉर सम रीजन ये एक्सक्यूज मी कैन ये ओके
चिंता की कोई बात नहीं है, थोड़ी सी
कोई कुछ हक दिए
तो हमें ये है थोड़ी सी टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टीज है
कोई तो कहीं तो हक दिया
मैच जो
कोई तो कहीं तो हक दिया
पावर पैक परफॉर्मेंस चल रहा था एकदम अग्रेसिव बंदे लास्ट में खेलना स्टार्ट किए थे
अच्छा सर्कल था भाई ये सर्कल मुझे कितना मतलब तो समझ तो यार ओपन सर्कल छुपने के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है और हक दिए
तो बहुत ही जब यार एक्चुअली हमको एकदम अग्रेसिव गेम प्ले देखने को मिला लास्ट वाला सर्कल था बहुत ही छोटा सा सर्कल और सारी की सारी टीमें आसपास कितने जबरदस्त अच्छे शॉट्स देखने को मिल रहे थे एलएच डू टीम की तरफ से C9 की तरफ से ऑलरेडी हमको देखने को मिल चुके थे कितना अच्छा गेम जा रहा था अब हमें लगता है ये रीमैच होने वाला है पॉसिबली रीमैच होगा क्योंकि थोड़ी सी टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टीज की
लेट्स चेक
They have to watch out. Look at this. Oh my goodness, this zone. LHW has just one player left, and he's pretty much smack down the middle. He has done LHW LCD has done 915 damage by himself.
It's a great game for him so far. Anything over 1,000 is a pretty solid performance, but it does look like the same teams once again are in the final circle. So we got Illuminate camping out. We've got Torty, which is, again, Big Russian Bot, again, right around top 6, where they've been every single game, but you also see Evos. Remember, Evos got 2 players knocked first before anyone else, and here they are again, top 6, 2 players still left alive.
And I'm loving the boom in here. LHW had 2 players down. 1 player was able to go ahead and move around, pick him up, and then pick up the other guy as well. Great awareness there of where everybody's at. And CBT Han is still holding on. He's going for that placement. They haven't even noticed him. He hasn't even shot.
He's got the best position of anybody as far as the circle is concerned. He's laying down in the center of the zone unseen currently, and it looks like LHW still trying, LZD trying to get it done here. Nades out. Let's see if this connects.
None of the teams left having 4 players. Everybody either has 3 players, 1 player, or 2 players. Interesting fact to keep in mind as it is starting to get here to the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, LHW is just waiting patiently on the ground, being a snaky snake. Illuminate pushing forward, killing Torty there or knocking him down. And look at this. He doesn't realize that LHW Sen is right next to him as Illuminate is just drinking some energy drinks. And Evo's being able to go ahead and knock some people down, but he also gets knocked down himself.
He paid for it right there. LHW Zen taken down, finished by JCZ. Illuminate getting the job done there. Senior, though, finishing off Bullshark from Evos, and that leaves them down with 1 player remaining. As Ernie in the middle, laying down along with Han. They're very, very close to each other. Very interesting to see, but RRQ Athena poised to take another victory here if they can clutch it out here in the final circle.
They definitely clutch it. Look at the shots right here. Bad placing there by RRQ as he was just pretty much moving forward. You cannot stay out in the open. And look at this. He's going to continue shooting until that player is fully killed.
He didn't even need to finish him. There's so many players left alive from so many different squads here that, I mean, look at this. 7 alive, but 5 are different teams. So if you knock some alive, but 5 are different teams. So if you knock somebody, somebody's going to finish them.
The aggressiveness.
Han goes down. CPT is eliminated. We're down to 4. So CPT finally not in the top 3 here. Really solid performance once again for them to get into the top 5. LHW, though, still holding strong. Still just impressive performance.
And LHW here barely getting on that health kit or something because he was about to die to the zone. He might actually die to the zone if he doesn't decide to go ahead and move forward, but he has to watch out because everybody has their eyes on him.
He's medding, just trying to manage and trying to outlast here, trying to get another place here. And look at that, he does get Ernie. And oh my goodness, Maroon 5 takes down LHW. They will finish in 3rd, but now we've got a nice little situation. It looks like Illuminate versus RRQ, 2v2 to finish here.
And Illuminate, pretty much, they could go ahead and decide to push this and finish them as they do have another player down on the different squad. RRQ looking to pretty much heal up their team, and they're doing just so.
One thing's for certain, it's not going to be China.
RRQ will win.
It's going to be Thailand here. Illuminate and RRQ Athena, both from Thailand, both trying to get the one-up on each other to get this chicken dinner wrapped up for Game 4.
You might have paid off there seeing their clip of singing Maroon 5 because so far, 2nd place or 1st place, one of those 2 they're going to go ahead and get. And I wonder if they even know that the team is right here. they're more than likely not going to be able to get in because that car is currently on fire.
They know what it is. Here we go.
Here comes the grenades. They definitely know. He gets taken out right there. Illuminate JC being able to take him out.
Returns fire. Look at that. Does the damage. Both of them hurt.
Here comes the push, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the push. Senior just pretty much trying to back him up. He's laying down.
Look at that kill.
Senior's going to go ahead and push. Is he going to be able to clutch it? He's able to clutch it, ladies and gentlemen.
Senior gets the kill. RRQ Athena goes back to back and gets another chicken dinner here in game number 4.
2 versus 1, nothing for him. Look at him. Stone Cold Killer.
Wow, him going prone right there, avoiding the shots, popping up, taking down that one person while being shielded from the other. Standing up, finishing it off. That was ultimately the best kill we've seen so far in the tournament. He did it with 1 HP remaining.
I think that would have been, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best clutches that we have seen, period, as he was able to just take on 2 teammates. And just, as you mentioned, he laid down just in time. They made some shots on him. Knocks one of the players down there from RRQ, and then just wins the 1v1.
It was insane. That was absolutely crazy play there. Really, really nice to see one of the Thailand teams come up, step up, and it's a huge performance from them because that's a second chicken dinner now, and that's going to do a lot for them in the standings.
That's right, the back-to-back for RRQ Athena. Very, very well played by them. A lot of patience towards the very end there as well, considering how many teams are alive in that smaller circle. Even going into the 5th circle, there were still 50 people alive here in this TPP mode, so very, very close to say the least. What a game to round it out.
Yeah, definitely hell of a game by them, and we're definitely going to be seeing some highlights here from that final game because I want to go ahead and see that 1 versus 2 there towards the end. Maybe my favorite play of the day, I believe it might be, honestly.
Yeah.
Very impressive stuff. All right, let's take a look at the highlights brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
As we see right here, pretty much the teammates just getting ready to say, hey, you know what? Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
That's a highlight. Great. I like it.
It's definitely a highlight. And right here, the Terror Squad. Knocking one down, but being too passive. Knocking another person down.
That right there is where they needed to push. Look at that. JPY on the bottom with no help, and a knock clear up top. Terror needed to turn that around, but they failed to do so, and they went out early. Rolex and looks like Korea winner chicken dinner. Really nice work from C9, Kodo, and Rolex. 2v4ing a full squad.
Rolex there just pretty much being able to see 2 players jumped out. And look at this.
Impressive.
Definitely a highlight on my book. You don't see
they
those little
it.
flips often. They definitely like it. Look at that. Mouth open and everything. RRQ now starting, when they actually pushed this, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane what they were able to do because Wildcard had the advantage here, and they just pretty much ran through Wildcard.
They really
Wildcard
did.
didn't even know what happened to him.
Outsider peeked and got knocked. He was the one covering Hot Juice, who was on point. Hot Juice then exposed, gets knocked. C got missed some shots there. Ultimately, just proved too much, and they ultimately were the winners of the round.
And right here, pretty much C9 being able to go and get some kills as well. But now we're starting to see some of the ANA teams starting to pick it up a little bit, get more kills. Looking at me saying, yeah, let's
no
go,
bad
baby.
for Leshy there. Leshy stuck 1v4 with Cloud9 on all sides of him. Beautiful nade work here from BRK in the warehouse.
And then the plays there by LHW, even though they were pretty much smack down the middle, they were still getting killed. And we even saw somebody from LHW getting killed even when he was in the zone.
It was extremely impressive. LHW, I mean, they kind of all individually tackled their tasks at the end of that game. One in the zone, just betting, staying alive, doing what he could to creep up that leaderboard, and it was successful. While his teammates prone were able to take some people out. Here's that final engagement. We've got the 2v2. Knocking ISOM there, and at this point, Illuminate said, let's push. Looks like Senior gets the knock. He follows up with the 1v2, gets the winner, and RRQ Athena. Look at them react there. That's absolutely beautiful as they come out with an unexpected victory.
That's right, big points being racked up for them, and overall, a final circle like that in that field northwest of Gadka is very, very scary. That's why we saw such a tense situation. People had to bring cars for artificial cover 7, and so many smokes going down while that was happening.
Yeah, we saw a lot of cars pretty much being crashed into hay bales, and they're using that tire advantage to a little bit of cover. But overall, there was just so many people still alive there, ladies and gentlemen, that you pretty much just have to lay down. What RRQ Hayne, I believe he was doing, or somebody with just one player, they decided to go ahead and do that. Just lay down and wait it patiently, at least try to go for placing at that point.
Indeed, take a look at our team kills ranking. Chichi Doyu, oh my goodness, they have distanced themselves from the pack, have they not? 54 kills for them. Bigatron silently has gotten second place in that category. But we've also got the individual players, and look at LHW with 3 players in the top 5. Very impressive stuff, and all 4 players in the top 10. That is bringing up that 9th spot.
That is just unheard of. First and second place there. 39 kills between them. You don't have to see that just from 2 players, but it is pretty much a team effort overall. But they see that they're pretty much coming out on top. They're blood hungry and they're just killing anybody that they see.
That's right. Senor was able to round things out for them at the very end there, getting RRQ the victory. But you can see LHW overall still racking up big numbers of kills overall here. As you can see, here are our round 4 standings with GTW getting themselves the first place spot here in round number 4, apparently.
They did.
Yeah, it's just a little interesting. I think we might. Yeah, whatever.
Kills. All right, I think pretty sure it might be the other way around, but we'll go ahead and see.
We got some interesting results here on the scoreboard with Arab Madness somehow up there as well. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about, but we'll get back to that here shortly when we see the total standings and see how things
I think our API has gotten tired over the day.
Yes, indeed. It has been a long day.
And here are the overall standings with RRQ Athena at the very top. And look at that. Between them and 8th place, there is 1,000-point difference. Huge numbers been racked up by those top teams.
Indeed. This sounds a lot more accurate here with the LHW with the 54 kills. That sounds way better. They've been dropping kill after kill after kill, sitting in 2nd place overall at 1,800 points. But again, we've got some teams that are in it now. We've got RRQ Athena on there. They're in it twice, as a matter of fact. And we've got Evo's Burnout in 6th place, racking up quite a few kills as well.
We'll definitely go ahead and get you the right information there, ladies and gentlemen, as RRQ Athena is currently twice there on the leaderboard. So don't you worry about that. We will definitely get you the right info after this.
For all intents and purposes, though, we saw really cool glimpses into the previous game when it came to even just the mechanics of some of our Chinese teams. If you think back to a moment where SixGod was actually switching between guns with the track, me and you looked at each other and were like, wait a minute.
Wow.
That was crazy tracking. Switching between guns and then going straight into the shots.
It really was. He was full auto spraying, and then as he was getting out of the frame, it was like, let's just M16 tap it with 6 times.
Yeah, even though it's a completely different scope, that man's accuracy, it is just insane.
So overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. I just had to, let it out. I was so impressed.
There you go. And with that, of course, RRQ getting a back-to-back chicken dinners in this caliber of play, 7, is extremely impressive in itself.
It is, and just that play there towards the end, that 2v1, maybe my best play of the day. I honestly thought they lost. I saw the enemy team just pushing as soon as they knocked one down, but that man just laying down, taking one down, and then as somebody else jumped up, it was insane.
Well,
great plays overall.
We can head over to the stage once again as we have our interview ready with Mr. Valdez. Thank you, Claris. Once again, we are here with RRQ Athena. This time with iSong is going to be joining me for the interview today. So I've got a couple of questions for them. First one is going to be, in the end of that match, the 2-on-2 battle that you guys did have there, and eventually the 1-on-2. It was so close, very close even down to the last circle. So how did you guys handle all of that pressure, and what was your strategy going into that last battle?
刚刚的2对2比赛特别的激烈，请问你的战略是什么？
เขาถามว่าเวลาในสุดท้ายเราแข่งกับ Illuminate แล้วก็การแข่งขันมันแรงมากเขาถามว่าเราในสุดท้ายใช้กลยุทธ์อะไรจึงจะได้ชนะในที่สุด
เรามีความใจเย็นกันมากขึ้นครับแล้วก็มีทีมก็คืออีก2คนที่เขาพลาดไปแล้วมากขึ้นครับผม
他是说，因为在最后的时候，虽然说最后只有剩2名队友，但是2名队友一直在帮助和关心比赛的动态，然后一直在提醒他们注意很多东西，所以在最后他们是在队友的帮助下获得了胜利。
In the end, they won through the help of teammates. They looked at the competition situation and everything, and just teammate and teamwork.
Always got to count on your teammates to help you out in the end. So Another question I've got for you. You're now should be in first place after getting 2 wins in a row, and you're representing Thailand so well so far. So I was just wondering if you had any words for all the Thai fans that are out there watching you doing so well in this tournament so far.
你已经连续赢了两次，吃到了2套鸡。请问你有什么对你的泰国粉丝说的？
ถามว่าวันนี้เราได้ชนะ2 ครั้งแล้วมีอะไรที่อยากจะพูดต่อกับแฟนคนไทยไหมคะ
ก็อยากให้คนไทยทั้งประเทศนะครับผมก็คือช่วยกันส่งแรงใจครับให้ทีมไทยทั้ง3ทีมเลยฮะก็คือช่วยกันส่งกำลังใจให้ทีมไทยทั้ง3ทีมครับผมก็คือพวกเราจะทั้ง3ทีมแหละครับก็คือพวกเราทำเต็มที่ทุกแมตช์ฮะก็มีความกดดันสูงอะไรสูงก็อยากให้คนไทยช่วยกันส่งแรงใจแรงเชียร์แรงใจมาให้ทีมไทยทั้ง3ทีมครับ
他说希望泰国的粉丝们可以同时为3位泰国的战队加油，然后希望他们3队都能代表泰国，然后展现给世界更好的样子。
He hopes that the rest of the teams can keep working hard and represent Thailand and just work hard and do well.
Okay, that's great to hear. All the best of luck to you and the rest of the Thai teams in the tournament. Give a warm round of applause for RRQ Athena and their second win that they were able to pick up today. So congratulations to them.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, there are RQ. Always good to hear from them, especially after a double chicken dinner. Very, very impressive stuff here, considering the level of caliber of teams that we actually have here at the tournament as a whole. Very team play orientated, and obviously that final moments are stressful, especially when you're pinned up against the blue zone and a car. To be able to win off the back of that is extremely impressive.
He had about 1 meter to lay down in between a flaming vehicle and a zone that's going to kill him quickly. But honestly, today, the story of Thailand, the story of China, both of these countries bringing teams that absolutely dominated the competition today. Really, no contest, honestly. All day long, so many kills, so many chicken dinners consumed, and we'll have to wait and see if more of that happens as we progress in the tournament.
We'll definitely have to wait and see if that happens, because keep in mind, tomorrow it is going to go ahead and actually be first person. Today it was third person, so
all of the match have been ended. See you tomorrow.